Imagine being able to travel to any point in time. Where would you go? And what would you do? You could witness some of the greatest moments in history.
That's gotta be kidding!
And we are back, guys. Turnbuckle Time Machine. We are the last Raw before WrestleMania.
Wow. We made it. We made it.
Dude, actually, cheers to that. We did make it.
They said it couldn't be done.
Actually, a lot of people say that. They're like, my teacher said I was never going to amount to anything. It's like, did they? Did they tell you that? But people did tell us that it wasn't going to be done.
This is accurate. Like, this is really happening.
This is accurate. We are in Syracuse, New York.
Home of the Syracuse Orange.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know. That's all I know, yeah.
Donovan McNabb went there. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, he was on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Remember that?
Was he? No, I don't.
No, it was like a random, like...
Oh, yeah, it was
like
just...
straight. I'm Donovan McNabb, right? You're not Donovan McNabb. He also played Tiger Woods.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm Tiger
That's
Woods.
the guy from the Cosby Show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he played the oldest daughter's husband.
Man, you really did not grow up with cable.
Dude, I love the Cosby Show.
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding.
Say what you will about Bill Cosby, but the Cosby Show is a great show. All-time American.
That's a rant we can get into, but I think we stick with the wrestling content today.
We'll see how it goes. If we get off topic, I'll bring up the Cosby Show again.
Before I ask you what your thoughts are on this Raw, let me share mine for a minute. I hated it.
You hated this Raw?
Yeah, but then I loved it. So now I'm torn between.
It was like an emotional. For me, it was like an emotional roller coaster, man.
Yes,
I was like not having any emotion, and then I was having some, and then I was happy, and then I was having some crazy emotion again at the end.
Okay, highs and lows, if you will, on this. So you tell us what your thoughts are on this Raw. But we do start off with Savio Vega and Crush. Are you...
NOD versus LOD.
Oh, I should have put that in the notes. NOD versus LOD.
Yeah.
It's
the only time you're ever going to use that.
Yeah, I got carpal tunnel because I was typing out Savio Vega, and I even put Jailbird Crush on there.
Jailbird?
Yeah.
You made it longer than it needed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I need a massage on my hands.
I know a guy.
So, I know you're thinking, who's your guy?
Well, I'll tell you offline.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
He'll be swamped.
You don't want to plug it? Yeah. He's already doing well. I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get in until March? What are you telling me?
I know. We would be fucking November if we tell it all the fans.
So I know what you're thinking here. NOD, obviously, Farouk, or with NOD, you have Farouk that's going to interfere, and then with the LOD, Ahmed's going to be there. But there is a stipulation here. Both of these guys are banned from ringside.
These guys, rule makers are learning their lessons, it seems like.
Kind of. Because you still get the rest of the nation's domination.
Oh, because they've never interfered
in
in a match before.
No,
so
and I'm pretty sure they're the first ones to interfere, and then Farouk comes in at the end to, finish the business, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the Frank Thomas. He's the cleanup hitter,
Yeah, the big hurt.
Load the bases with the rest of them, and then bang.
Yeah, which brings us to our next... Fuck.
Classic.
Damn it.
Been there.
Which
Been
brings
there
us...
before.
Put the ad. Yeah.
Cotton Dockers.
No.
Wrestle?
No.
Oh, they're not doing Cotton Dockers?
The Frank Thomas ad.
The Nugenics.
Eugenics.
Yeah. Please text drop your mic to 234-234.
It's the longest promo drop ever made.
Yeah, it sucks for people with the jitterbug because you gotta T9 that shit.
Yeah, you gotta. Remember T9?
Yeah, my dad up until recently had a flip phone, and I tried to show him T9, and he's like, "Nah, I ain't fucking with that."
I get it.
So it's just 1, 2, 3. So that's
my dad cannot text even with the keyboard, so he'll always voice to text, and he's always like, hey, what are you doing for dinner brunch? Oh, it's fucking merging. It's mostly like his traffic rants, and then a bunch of TikToks that I do not answer.
He's a big TikTok guy. Should we drop his handle here?
Yeah. I have a ton of friends like, hey, does your dad TikTok as much as, does he send
Can you put the rec fat right here so everybody follows him? I mean, because I feel like when I say rec fat, people are going to spell it wrong.
Well, people always say oh, your dad has TikTok? he's not dancing. He just is on it a lot.
Right, looking at hot chicks.
No, but the thing, I'll go on my short rants. Like, I know that like he TikToks and it like takes a lot of his time, and it's kind of funny to see these like boomers or like these guys are always on their phone, and then they get TikTok, and it's just like that's all they do. But he'll send me something like once or twice a day, and I'm like, if you're on this for 4 hours, that's the best video you have.
Right.
That's the one you're like, oh, I have to send this to him.
So yeah, I got yeah.
Also,
it's a fine line because you don't want to send like you're like okay, I don't want to be annoying. I'm not going to send a bunch in a row, so I just want to send one a day. But it's got to be the best one.
It's got to be the best one.
But then you're like, oh, it's getting late. But then right after you send that one, 3 TikToks later, way better.
And I don't have TikTok, but I imagine there's probably good content out there. I do have a close friend of mine that will send me a TikTok probably once a week on something, and I open up, I'm like, I know you got to see better shit than this. This is what you're sending me.
I'm gonna start sending you stuff and try to be the best at it of everyone you know.
It's got to be like if you're gonna share a meme, it's got to be a good meme.
We need to make a turnbuckle time machine TikTok stuff. I'm gonna figure it out, guys. I'm gonna take a class or talk to a 12-year-old so that I can figure out how it happens.
The whole intro is gonna be us dancing. It's like.
Break it down.
Yeah. We'll get that trending. The DX theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Farouk and Ahmed cannot be ringside for this. And let's talk Crush for a minute. Jailbird himself.
Yeah.
No dreads.
No dreads. His hair is...
And it's not even wet. It's not even wet long hair. He's
pulling got like nice luscious locks.
Yeah, he's pulling in AJ Styles.
Born with it. You think, right? Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But...
What's the Maybelline clue? Is it Maybelline or is she born with it?
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Okay. Not a
like I just said. Like the whole thing I just said. My thought is that he's been out of prison long enough now that he doesn't need to have his sweet dreadlocks anymore.
Yeah.
If that's why he got them.
Still has the forehead tattoo though.
Those are harder to get rid of, especially in the 90s.
I share a quick story here. I went to St. Martin, which is a very small, like, little island, and there was a lady that was like, we had like a villa, and she was walking down the beach doing dreadlocks, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get dreadlocks, and I told her I wanted like cornrows, but I had like longer hair than this, and I wanted like 5. Like this, like a road dog Jesse James, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And she got paid per row, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she did a bunch of small rows. Dude, I don't know if any of our listeners have ever gotten cornrows before. It is the most painful thing you'll ever go through. I was hammered, and then I had to tell a man, I'm like, just get me that bottle of tequila, because like as she's doing it, it's so painful. I'm like just drinking straight out of the bottle.
It's like some BDSM stuff.
Yeah, and then my hair wasn't long enough, so it did this. But then I had a like a little man bun in the back. I think I have a photo.
Where like did you stay away from us when you did? Like I never saw this.
Well, I was in the islands.
Well, you didn't. You didn't keep it when you got back. You should do it for a podcast.
Sure. If any of you guys know how to give me cornrows, I'll do it for WrestleMania.
We'll do it for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Robert's getting cornrows.
I'll just do it for WrestleMania if we can get somebody.
Well, then
to do
we're
it.
not going to get any subscribers. We got to teach these guys.
Okay.
1,000. 1,000.
Sure, 1,000.
2,000.
Okay, we're getting off track. But I tried to. I was on the plane ride back, which was like maybe 5-hour flight. But I was taking everything out on the flight, and it was just terrible. So like by the time I landed, I had like these like it just looked like pigtails. Like well, not like pigtails like this, but like a pig's actual tail, like a squirrely little. I had like
also a pig's penis.
7
is spiral.
Exactly. Yeah. We don't need to get in that because I know.
No, I know.
Maybe you guys don't know this though.
Look it up.
Pig's penis actually corkscrews. Like
yeah. So the match continues, and there's There is not a clean finish. Let's put it that way.
Surprise.
Then Farouk runs in, hits somebody with a pipe. Thank God Ahmed runs in, and he's got a 2x4.
Yeah.
Ahmed's sweet outfit again. We're gonna put that up there.
Was it a pipe or a nightstick like a cop would have?
One or the other.
Sure.
Yeah. But Ahmed's looking good. Robert will put a picture of it up. He's looking fly.
Yeah, it is the pants that we talked about
Before.
probably 5
It's
or 6
like a
episodes
onesie
ago.
thing, really.
But he wasn't wearing a shirt, right?
Mhm.
So we found out it was bibs
Yeah. Well, it's like
or a romper.
Yeah, it's kind of like a romper. Looking good, but comes with his 2x4, cleans house, lands a Pearl River plunge on Wolfie D, I think, and then get a Doomsday device on D'Lo Brown, who sells it very well.
Wolfie D is one of the white guys,
One
right?
of the white guys, yeah.
Yeah. Rumor attack. Rumors.
Rumor
Sean, Rumor has
Rumor
it. That's
has it.
a better intro than what I was
Rumor
doing. Shawn Michaels is said to be at this Monday Night Raw.
Wow, he's back so soon.
Shawn Michaels.
Hopefully he's found his smile.
We watched this together, and that's the first thing we said. Like, do you think he has a smile, dude?
They
Do
showed. I mean, I was hoping so, but the first time they showed him walking into the arena, not smiling.
Wasn't smiling.
Wasn't
so it was
smiling
kind
in the
of,
least,
yeah.
in the least. So we don't know. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. Next match, we have Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China, and this is
Yeah.
the first time that they call her China.
China is the
With
name now.
China. That's what he
She's legit.
says.
She's a superstar now.
Yeah.
So she's there, and they're going against Flash Funk and the Funkettes. So it's Flash Funk versus Triple H.
Yeah.
Good
match,
kind
actually.
of a back and forth match. Yeah,
Good match,
Not
yeah.
super squashy.
The last match we saw with Triple H in Berlin, I thought was very low for Triple H. And who did he face?
In Berlin?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Did he face Rocky?
No, he.
No.
It was. I don't remember.
It was two people.
Go back
but
a few episodes.
Yeah. It was very lackluster for the talent. But Triple H and Flash Funk actually did put on a pretty good match. But
It was Bret Hart. It was Bret Hart.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was Bret Hart, and it was I thought that was lackluster. But pedigree for the win. Triple H actually
and
gets
so
the victory over Flash Funk.
Flash Funk's going for a moonsault, and like China gets up on the apron, distracts the ref, leads to the pedigree. So she's involved, and then she kind of goes off. They just keep beating up Flash Funk for a while,
Yeah.
and they have to get the people into terrible parts.
When's the last time we actually saw the pedigree? I feel like it's been a while.
It has been, because he hasn't really won much.
Right.
So that is, and he hasn't really been in any matches with, we'll see him in Goldust at WrestleMania, but he hasn't been in any matches that he's won in a while. China kind of just gets in there.
Dude. And WrestleMania prediction.
We're just going to have to do a whole separate episode for it. What do you think?
I threw that out last time, but I
this
think
makes sense
one-
for WrestleMania.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So next time we record, we'll do the predictions episode. We'll watch it, and then we'll do the whole episode.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be a big whole thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're going big for WrestleMania.
going
I might
big.
have cornrows for that. Let me say this. Is the last time we saw the pedigree, which was a while ago, didn't we get a kick out from it? If I'm
from
remembering
some
right?
jobber?
Yeah,
from,
didn't somebody kick
Freddie
out
Joe
of the,
Floyd?
Didn't he kick out of the pedigree?
He kind of did, because there was supposed to be an interference. But I don't know if that was the last time, but that did happen, 100%. Freddie Joe Floyd, our favorite, top 5 jobbers of all time, in our opinion.
Yes. Yeah.
After the Goon and Barry Horowitz.
I think the Goon's always going to take my. He's got my heart.
Oh, he's
here.
the best.
Okay. Guys, I don't know what to tell you about what's next.
Oh my God.
I watched it. We didn't know how to register it.
It took
I
us.
don't know
It took
what
us.
it
This
was.
match is maybe 5 to 7 minutes. It took us 4 to 5 to figure out what was happening, and I still don't really quite understand it. In the ring, you come back from the commercial. In the ring are Mini Vader and Mini Mankind. So they're
By mini, he means
dwarfs,
little person, whatever
Is
the
how we would
politically
say it
correct
now.
statement
And-
is. Yeah.
Okay, they're wearing they look exact. It's almost like they had Vader's normal clothes, Mankind's normal clothes, and they took them to a dry cleaner, and like they accidentally shrunk them, And so they're
I feel like that actually happened. They're like, what do we do with
Yeah.
this? And Vince's like, we'll get some midgets. Not my
that
word.
wasn't his.
That
That's
was
what Vince
Vince's-
would have said.
yeah, that's
so
what- yeah.
definitely Vince would have
Yeah.
said that back in 1996.
We'll get some minis.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
So Mini Vader, Mini Mankind.
I feel like they went back in time
My-
and changed it to mini. So
Right.
I'm pretty sure it probably
Well,
said
maybe
the
we
actual.
did that. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
My thought is that this is something like, because they're facing British Bulldog and Owen Hart at WrestleMania, like this is something they're going to do like an embarrassing squash match against these guys to show them that they're better.
Okay.
Like a heelish thing to do. But then who comes out but like, and I forget the guy's name. He had his own name, but he was like almost like a luchador little
Yeah.
person.
He was the smallest of them all.
Like,
He
yeah, but
honestly
he was like
probably
he was
pushing
like his own
3 foot.
character, and they said his name, and I can't remember what it was. And then also a Goldust, a mini Goldust, but this was towered over the rest of them. Looked like it could have been either a 12-year-old boy or like 17-year-old woman. I don't know, but
We
looks
actually,
just like
do,
Goldust.
we should probably. Do we look it up?
I mean, you'll see all of these things up here when
Yeah.
we're talking about it. But I don't. So this is a tag match. Mini Vader, Mini Mankind against Mini Goldust and this other guy.
Since we're talking descriptions, let me paint a little picture here. Mankind has like half-shaped head.
They're really
This
well done.
guy actually did the half-shaped head, and Vader has the.
It
you
says
call it-
Mini Vader here, but it doesn't have the.
Do you
D on
call
it?
it a mohawk or is it a dohawk if it's 2?
I don't
'Cause
know
Vader has
if
the
it's that
two
or if you just
mohawks.
can't tell. I think it might just be hair, but it's covered up by the mask, and you can't tell that it's.
Are you talking about the mini guy?
Yeah.
No, he has
Oh,
it.
really? Okay.
No, yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, he.
I don't know if
committed
that's
to it.
actually a hairstyle. It's just called the Vader.
Is it? We'll call it the Vader.
We'll call it
Like,
the
is it
Vader.
Dohawk, Mohawk?
The match is kind of okay, actually.
I think Tom hated it. I actually enjoyed
No,
it. I thought it was
the
good.
most random, but I mean, it was like the wrestling wasn't terrible. Like it was a side.
Tom was fine with like the 5 jobber matches last episode, which I hated, and now we get like the mini characters that we
I
love.
just don't understand why it happened. And it's just the
don't
announcers.
care.
Nobody. It's not like it's a weird or strange thing. It's like they've been characters that have been there for years, and they're just like another normal day.
I'll agree
I
with
don't
that.
get it.
Yeah, the announcers act like it was. Remember when we get like regular luchadors that aren't on the roster and like, oh, and then here we have
Yeah.
Octagon versus Hexagon. It's like that's what it was. Like they didn't mention anything about it being
Right,
a
it was
parody.
like these are all wrestlers at lowercase AAA, and they're all.
They just
normal.
went on like, and here's many Goldust going on with it. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's worth checking out. I think we've during this.
Who won?
I don't know.
Somebody won. But the biggest spot of it all was after the match, they go down the like ramp, and Mini Vader's like down under like the Titantron entrance, and the other little guy is up here, and he literally just dives off on top of him. It's a hell of a spot. It's the best spot really of the whole night. But I don't know what is going on, and I don't know if we're going to see more of it. Maybe it'll explain it.
I think we're confused because the fact that they didn't mention anything that this was out of the ordinary. They played this on like it was a regular match. Like they act like this was like the new Blackjacks.
Right.
And like they weren't thrilled about it, but they just like.
I was more into this than the new Blackjacks, I'm not going to lie.
100%. I was more into this than the entire episode.
Well, anything can happen here in the WWF, so
Yes.
that is case in point right there.
So apparently, the state of New Jersey, the very conservative, humble state of New Jersey, banned wrestling at one point.
Right, that's what we get here, and they just signed into law that's going to be able to come back, and like they had a big thing with the governor,
Yes.
and of course
This was weird. This
Undertaker.
was weird.
Undertaker was there representing the WWF.
In full costume.
Full costume, full
and
costume.
also like playing
It's
character.
time for New Jersey to rest in peace on its ban from wrestling not being allowed.
Yeah. The band is rest in peace. He didn't say anything, but he came out with like the paper that
Yeah, he
they
had
would
the
sign,
paper.
and it was in the shape of a tombstone.
Yeah, it's weird.
This
But
was
I do
weird.
think I have a little background on what happened, because I do remember hearing this in the 90s is when Vince McMahon started calling it sports entertainment.
Okay.
And a big part of that was because, considering it actual sport, it wasn't getting sanctioned by states because in a sport it wasn't staged, it wasn't choreographed, it wasn't planned. And so if you were calling it a sport, it had to actually be competitive and like whatever. And you had to clear
For it to be sanctioned?
Yeah, you have to clear it through the sanction. And if they're like, oh yeah, you're having a cage match with these, this isn't really safe. So then he called it sports entertainment and was able to make whole new laws and allow it.
So a loophole.
Right.
Essentially. But it is.
And I think that's probably what happened here.
Yeah. Some might argue sport versus entertainment. I think it's both.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know. But even the governor of New Jersey at the time, it says, I wasn't a big wrestling fan, but my son loves it. So here we go. Back in New Jersey. Yeah. So God bless whoever's son it is.
Yeah. Great move. Former governor of New Jersey's son.
Yeah. Maybe he should run for president.
Maybe he should.
I feel like we need a noble politician.
Maybe we do have a New Jersey fan, don't we?
There are listeners out in New Jersey.
Yes, so good. Hey, let us know if you know that guy, or if you are that guy.
Probably is that guy. If he loves wrestling, then he'll love this podcast. Next, we have Bret Hart coming out. We both kind of wondered, is the match starting already?
Right. That's a really, this isn't going to be good if they're having a cage match for the title, the second, third thing, right after the little people match.
Yeah, so it's just a promo with Bret Hart at this point, and he's saying, Sean, I have to start everything.
It always starts,
Sean. Yeah, Sean, I won the Royal Rumble, and I won the Final Four. And I kind of zoned out at this point. But
it was just normal Bret Hart stuff saying he deserves the title match and it's always been screwed. He's probably said screwed 7 times.
He did.
And whatever. We're getting a title match, Bret against Psycho Sid in a steel cage tonight. That's all we
Which we all knew. We didn't need a promo for that. You know what I mean?
It feels like these early, longer episodes that have got a lot of filler time that they're trying to do. But then they'll also do promos in the middle of matches for some reason. So I guess I don't know if they're just trying to figure this all out.
Remember the Tiny Tim promo that was 9 seconds long?
Yeah.
Like, we need to get this in there. So we have the Rocky Maivia, the IC title champion. And he's coming out and he's doing a little bit of commentary because we're going to get a match with the Sultan.
Yeah, Sultan versus, who is this guy?
I wrote Jobber.
Oh.
Because I think you
looked his name. I did look his name up, but I can't remember what it was.
Aaron Ferguson. Yeah.
I looked him up and I just got to some guy's LinkedIn, so I couldn't really elaborate much. All we know is his name was Aaron Ferguson.
No. Aaron Ferguson's later.
Oh, it's a different jobber. Yes. I don't know who this jobber is.
Okay, well, Jobber it is, because we've been dealing with jobbers for so long, like, we're not going to keep looking them up.
The unemployment rate must have been at an all-time low.
Yeah. They should change their name to L and at least be a custodian.
Mm-hmm.
So Camel Clutch for the win in probably less than 30 seconds.
Right, and The Rock doesn't really do anything. And then they
kind of
face off.
For
they face off afterwards, and Tony Atlas comes and breaks things up, and that's about
Tony Atlas
He's just around now. He's a big wrestling fan. He's kind of following WWF. So.
Yeah, so I guess you had to go to a couple of cities for this.
Yeah.
What are they paying him to come out there?
Enough.
Good answer.
So we get to what we've all been waiting for here, finally. We saw HBK come in the building. We get the interview with him now.
Oh, yeah. We finally get that. I think I'm cute.
I know I'm sexy.
I got the looks
that drives the girls wild.
I got the moves.
That's all I know.
That really move them.
That move them?
That really move them.
Oh. I only know the girl part.
The beginning?
Boy, toy. That one.
Okay. I'm just a sexy boy.
Sexy boy.
I'm not your boy toy.
Boy toy.
I'm just a sexy boy.
Sexy boy.
I'm not your boy toy.
Boy toy.
Dude, finally, man. When Tom and I watch this, I just feel like, oh my God, we don't realize how much the World Wrestling Federation needed Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Like, it is just a breath of fresh air.
I mean, we were sad when he lost his smile, but he's smiling on this entrance. And he comes in, that's the first thing he says. He's like, I left my smile in San Antonio, but now I'm bringing it with me wherever I go.
He's got it back, ladies and gentlemen.
And a big news is that he's going to be back, he says, in a couple months, better than ever. Wrestling, still limping a bit, but he's upset he didn't get invited to WrestleMania and says he will be on commentary for the championship match, whatever that may
and
be.
Vince is in the ring giving him this interview, and Vince is just like a giddy fan. Like when he's in the ring, he's just like, it's just, yeah, that's Vince. I think that's Vince. Boing, toing. V-Man. I like it when you call me V-Man. But yeah, he's just so giddy about this.
You think Vader would get mad at him calling him V-Man if he didn't have V on his pants?
Probably. I don't think Vince knows that there's a V on Vader's ass. But Vince also mentions that Sean is up for a couple Slammy Awards. So that's going to take place on March 21st. I feel like we need to watch that Slammy Awards if we can get access to that.
We will find it.
If not, we're going to have to
We'll
put
have to
some
go back in
mileage
time
on
and buy some tickets.
Go back in time.
We can go as Sean's guests, maybe.
We try not to go back in time, though.
I mean, no, we
try
to go back in time because that's the whole point of the show.
I know, but we try not to
We don't try to do too much.
We don't
try to
try to
watch
do too
wrestling,
much.
but now we're doing awards shows.
But I'm gonna have a couple beers.
We're doing people, who would you do?
Yeah.
When would you do them? Right?
Exactly. So Abe Lincoln might be your son.
My son?
Yeah.
No, I want to bang his wife.
Oh.
Mary Todd Lincoln.
Oh,
is his
okay.
wife.
So
but Post probably do it.
So Abe Lincoln's son might be your son.
No,
Did
I
he have
think
a
there's.
son?
I mean, I wouldn't want to step on Abe's toes. They call him Honest Abe. I'd do it after he got assassinated. A few days later, be polite.
That's a real piece of shit move.
No, I don't want to cheat on him.
That's like you having a wife and then she dying, and like me banging them. Like,
yeah, I mean,
We're
I'd
both
rather
here for
you.
comfort.
I'd rather you than some guy from the future. I mean, come on.
He's like, Mark, you're an honest man. Bang my wife before some asshole from the future comes back with that future dick.
Then it's all over, man. It's all over.
You think they had bigger dicks back then?
No.
Well, I listened to a podcast that talks about how plastic bottles are basically shrinking the taints of like boys. Right, so I don't know if it's BPA or, again, every time I talk about something,
Robert, don't just make shit up.
No, I'm not. So they did studies with mice.
What's that got to do with us?
Where they, yeah. It's only like, mice have not only been like the cornerstone for
What, they're going to do taint
research.
studies?
No.
They're going to do taint studies?
And he's got to go pee?
Yeah, I'm going to go pee now.
So maybe
You're talking about the taint?
I'll talk about this study. So there's a lot been said about these studies lately. So I guess there was a study with mice where, I don't know if it's BPA, I'm botching the entire thing, but they gave it to mice that's found in plastic bottles and whatnot, but it apparently shrinks the taint. If you're not familiar with that, it is the spot between the, this is rated R, the ball sack and the butthole, right? And after a while, when the offsprings of these mice, once they were introduced to this, again, I'm just going to say BPA, I don't know if it's that, but it's something found in plastic bottles, continues to shrink, and the offsprings, when they were born, they couldn't tell if it was a difference. They couldn't tell if they were boys or girls, essentially. And it was a smaller balls, smaller scrotum, and I believe smaller dicks. So I think we just restart. Yeah.
So smaller taints, huh? Who
So
knew?
I think so.
Who'd have
Yeah.
thunk it? I checked my taint in there, and it's bigger than ever. So I don't know if that story holds
That's
any
why
weight.
I bought 2 bidets. So if you want to add a 3rd bidet, please donate to the Venmo here.
Oh man, I'd love that 3rd bidet.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
perfect. Can't wait for that bidet to come.
Yeah. The bidet?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
I
They
thought
probably
about
didn't.
it.
Yeah.
So where were we in the show that we're doing?
Oh, we're talking about mice and shit.
But I mean,
We're talking about mice and men right now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so of mice and of men. Speaking of mice and men and
Speaking
dogs,
Speaking of
British
mice
Bulldog,
comic, are we talking about mice comics? There's a 2-part series comic called Mouse, and it's a really good graphic novel.
Not as good as British Bulldog's looking in his new pants.
I like these pants. I think he wore these in Berlin, though.
Yes. He got them from his German guy. So,
Yeah.
Ich mag dich fertig, right?
Ich mag dich fertig.
So, it says bull on one side, dog on the other side,
Yeah.
British colors.
I didn't
Pretty
really like his pants before because it just said British Bulldog and it was split down the middle, red and blue, and like the letters on the left you could read. So it's like you could read the BU and then the bull, but you couldn't really read the rest because of the contrast on the red. But yeah, these are better tights, and I think he's what do you call like the stringy things on your boots?
Tassels?
I'm okay with tassels.
Tassels.
We already looked
We're
bow
going with
up.
tassels.
We're gonna go with tassels. They're gold.
Ooh.
And I like-
double,
yeah.
these two belts, Davy two belts, they're calling them.
Yeah, Davy Two Belts. I like this. So Vader actually shaved his head. And it's the
Yeah,
first time
he saw
it
little
might have
Vader.
been Mini Vader
He saw
that
Mini
made me
Vader
notice
with his
this,
thing. He's
but
like,
Vader
that looks
shaved his
ridiculous.
entire-
Why
yeah.
didn't anybody tell me? So he shaved it.
I can only imagine bigger, it's worse. So he no longer has the, again in my notes, is it Dohawk or Mohawk?
Hair.
But British Bulldog picks him up for, I don't know what this move is, but a standing suplex.
Right. We've seen him
Where
do this
they're
to
in
everybody
the
where,
air.
you know, it's like, oh, they're getting the blood to rush down to his head and then
Yeah,
land
before
it.
they
So it hurts more.
slam
He
him.
did that to you know, everybody, but he did it to Psycho Sid. We're like, man, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Then he does it to Vader, which
And
is way
I
more
said
impressive.
to Vader, or I said to Vader.
Whoa!
I'm already mixing them up. I've been drinking.
Mixing
So I already
me
said
and
to
Vader
Tom,
up.
I said, I'm like, there's, like normally people would have to have core strength for that, and Vader has none. But Tom's like, yeah, Vader definitely has core
He
strength
did.
because he's the one that's staying up. I'm like, oh yeah, props to Vader. So shout out to Vader for having the core strength to stand there. It was probably 15 seconds that he had him up there.
Straight up, man.
And then my next notes is, dude, Bulldog is such a good wrestler.
Yeah,
He really is.
He really is like top 5 of the wrestlers right now. I would say in wrestling ability.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. If you count Sean in there too, I'd still say.
Well,
top
we
5.
saw
I mean,
Sean
it's probably-
versus.
I'm gonna go with him, Bret Hart, Sean, Bret Hart, Bulldog. Not in this order, but Bulldog, Stone
Wait, hold
Cold,
on.
and maybe
Restart,
Logan.
because I'm confused. Yeah.
These are the
Who?
top 5.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and
Sean-
not in any order.
Sean number-
Sean, Bret, Bulldog, Stone Cold, and Owen Hart. Top 5 of
Owen?
actual wrestling ability
Okay.
right now in 1997.
In no order,
Mm.
I will say Sean, Bulldog. I'm a high flying guy, so I'm gonna say Flash Funk.
Really.
Bret Hart.
Okay.
I feel like Mark Miro.
Yeah, I know you're gonna do Mark.
I didn't
Miro.
want to start with him.
You
I
should
wanted,
have
I
put
wanted
him
to
instead
draw
of
it
Flash
out.
Funk.
Yeah.
You should have put him instead of Flash Funk.
Yeah. I mean, we could probably do 7 or 8, but
No, we were just doing 5.
I know. But Bulldog goes for a running power slam on Vader, and not to mention we have Mankind ringside and Owen Hart ringside. Mankind grabs Vader's leg so he cannot do the running power slam. Ends in a DQ, and then Owen Hart comes in and attacks Mankind, and Bulldog gets a hold of the urn, hits Mankind with it,
Cleans house with it.
and Vader with it. He's
Yeah.
cleaning the house. And this is the best. We were talking about British Bulldog and Owen Hart like having this falling out.
Yeah,
This
they
is
look,
the best chemistry they've had.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, Owen Hart came in when he needed to.
Yeah.
He didn't get involved until it was
No
necessary.
issues at all.
Yeah.
So good things.
So
could be
do
looking
they
up.
drop the
I
titles?
don't know.
at
Maybe this is
WrestleMania?
like a red herring. They're giving it to us to make us think, oh, they're gonna figure it out now. It was all just bullshit. And
Maybe.
then they're gonna lose it still. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the prediction show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But this is really throwing kind of a monkey wrench because of how well
Yeah,
they
it's
kinda
well played
did.
here.
And I'm going to be out. Let's talk about this before we move forward.
I would love to see a feud between these two, like actually develop, because
I
that
think
match
it's
was
fine because
that match
they're
was also-
already burying Vader. He's not going to be a WF title holder, right? And Mankind has his time to grow.
Yeah.
But do you see the titles on Vader and Mankind?
I don't see it, but I think it could happen.
I think it could happen. I think it's a good move to give them the
Right,
titles,
right.
but I just don't know.
My thought is, though, who's going to beat them?
Vader and Mankind?
Yeah. Like, maybe Legion of Doom could do it, but, like, I don't think there's any other tag team anywhere near WWF that's going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, and I think that's just to give it for the crowd reaction, but they don't hold it for that long. That's interesting because... But these guys, I mean, it's almost like Rock and Sock. Remember Rock and Sock, where it's like Mankind and The Rock? I mean, foreshadowing
nothing
here.
like that.
How not? Because you have two great superstars that could hold the title.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's like
Mankind could hold
that's
the
like
title.
the
Vader
Brothers
could
of
hold
Destruction 2, and like any two people, like a rated RKO, RK Bro as well. This isn't like that because it's like these guys are actually aligned. Where I think the Rock and Sock.
No. I get what you mean by polar
Right,
opposites.
right.
What I'm coming from is like both of them are WWF.
Right,
like,
actually, it's
contenders.
very similar to Bulldog and Owen. We're both actually
Sure.
singles guys. Maybe Owen wasn't at that level.
I
yet,
actually
but-
think this tag team held British Bulldog down, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Or even Owen Hart. I think
Right,
this
right.
is like a distraction.
Right.
Like, at least they have a title, but like, does anyone really care about the tag titles? I mean, it's basically the 24/7 championship at this point. I won't say that, but you know what I mean.
Wait for the hardcore belt, dude. We're on to Ken Shamrock on commentary here, huh? For a not a bar gun match, but a Billy Gun match.
Yeah, and this is where
This
we
is
get
where we get
introduced
our boy
to
Aaron Ferguson.
Now he's our boy.
All right, he's our boy,
Aaron
and nobody else
Ferguson, yeah.
loves him, so somebody has to.
Yeah, all right, sure. Aaron Ferguson,
R.I.P.,
if you're
man.
listening, hit us up. We'll get an interview with you. Actually, we'll fly you out.
We'll fly you out. If
I
you
got enough Southwest points if you're okay with flying Southwest. Actually, I think in March, don't want to say 12th, but in March 12th, Southwest is, and this is probably going to air in April, but Southwest is going to start serving alcohol.
Dangerous game. You're playing Southwest. Dangerous game.
Well, for us,
Yeah.
the Boggs Challenge.
It's a squash match, obviously.
Which means no one's wearing a mask on that flight. Cause
No, you have to.
No,
Billy
don't.
Gunn
there's a
wins
loophole.
via armbar with Ken Shamrock on commentary. Then he goes up to Ken Shamrock and talks shit to him. It's like, you can't mess with me. I think you a bitch. I think you a little
Interesting.
bitch.
Bart Gunn is going to talk shit.
No,
with-
Billy.
Or yeah, thank you.
I know you put.
Oh, I wrote Bart Gunn.
That's why I made that
Jesus,
reference.
God damn it.
Well, we haven't seen Billy much recently. We saw him last episode, but he was almost paralyzed by Bart recently.
Yeah.
You know? So this is great. Thank God he's here. But he's calling Ken Shamrock out. Ken Shamrock goes in the ring with him. He's like, I've never backed down from anybody. I'm not about to start with this idiot. And gets him in an arm bar to start. Let's go. Gets back. They face each other. Gets him in an ankle lock. Let's go. And then Billy freaks out and gets a chair.
I'll give you some.
And things kind of get stopped by the referees, and that's where that ends. So I mean, it's already showing that Ken Shamrock is good enough.
Well, there were two submissions.
Yeah, I said them both.
Okay, all right.
My God, guys,
What did you say?
nothing. Psycho Sid, Bret Hart, WWF title cage match is next. So this is the cage. I'm sure Robert will put it up here. But it's not like the fence, like regular steel chain cage that we're used to. It's that big blue square cage, and like it doesn't drop down. They actually show a video of the Undertaker backstage just like throwing the cage around, and so some guys are just up putting it up, and it doesn't look very secure. It's not even that tall, and so they set it up, and the two competitors come out. Stone Cold's watching backstage, so we know that he is there. They actually do an interview with him, asking him why he's there. He's like, "Well, I'm the king of the ring. It's my goddamn job to be here, you idiot." And so he's there. He is rooting for Bret Hart, weirdly, because then he gets a title shot if Bret Hart wins.
Yeah, this is kind of weird because like they all kind of hate each other, but like you got to do what you can get to that title, which I kind of like.
Right. So match starts. Rules here. Doesn't seem like pin is possible, but you have to escape the cage. So either out the top or apparently out the door, which is the stupidest rule in wrestling.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't know about out the door.
I didn't know that.
Why
out the
would
door.
that even be an option?
it seems like you could just kick the guy and walk out the door immediately.
Oh, as soon as the match starts,
It
I
would almost make
pretend to
sense.
do a lockup.
It
and
would
then
almost
run out
make
the door.
sense to just dive out the door and hurt yourself.
Of course.
Because then you get to win the championship.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest rule in wrestling, in my personal opinion.
I hate this, man, because the cage...
Two stupidest rules in wrestling, in my opinion, are you can't win a championship on DQ or a count out and the door in the cage thing. So stupid.
I get the count out. It's fine. I do get a DQ.
The count out is more impressive.
No, I get the count out.
Oh,
like,
you're saying the DQ.
I'm saying, yeah, the DQ, like, I could just have you come out and hit me with a
Right.
whatever.
I do get that part of it, but they don't ever play it that way anyway.
A DQ, I think, is more impressive than a 3 count. You know what I mean? You got him out of the ring for a whole 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That should count. You should get the belt.
Yeah, the cage match, because I don't know, when was the last cage match, and we don't know this probably, but it was that when it was like Razor...
of what? Like this style cage?
Yeah, this style cage, like, I remember they had that incident with, like, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, I think Razor was in
that
there.
that was probably the last cage match that happened, because we haven't seen one yet, have we?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so that was the last, that was spring of '96.
But I feel
right
like...
before we started.
And, like, now, Hell in a Cell, that makes, like, you guys are locked in there and no one else can get in.
Right.
But that's what a cage match should be, right?
Originally,
No
was
inner...
supposed to be,
Yeah.
But people can climb
to
in,
escape
they
it
do
is
the
like...
door stuff. I think they have this blue cage thing. This style of cage lasts for another year or two, and I think it ends up then in like '98. I think turning.
So, what do you
into
think the height of this cage is? 15
They
feet?
say 15 feet.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
My guess is 15 feet.
Right.
So, but it's not that tall. Once you're in the ring, elevated, what, 3 foot?
Right. It doesn't seem tall. Like they should be able to climb out of it, no problem.
No problem. And that's what I hate about this match. It's just so tall. Like I could literally just run to the corner and just start climbing.
Right.
Or
Brett
walk out the fucking front door.
To Brett's credit, he does do that pretty often.
Yeah.
And for the first half of the match, it's him like landing a move and trying to get out, and then Sid catches up.
But when they get to it's like they've never been able to climb anything in their life. It's just so slow, and that's what I hate about it. Like you can make this legit, and like if you want to run to the cage, fine. Then like somebody else gets up and pulls you off, but like don't.
Where this really gets
so
exciting and interesting is with the dynamic of the other two people that these guys have matches against at WrestleMania. So Stone Cold comes out and is kind of cheering on Brett. Psycho Sid lands a powerbomb and then goes to climb out of the cage, and Stone Cold climbs up the outside and starts beating up Psycho Sid so he doesn't get out.
Yeah. So at the top of the cage at this point. Bret Hart and
Bret's out for a bit. Then Bret gets up, and Undertaker comes out and starts knocking Bret back in the cage.
Yeah.
And it's like a 4-man thing in the corner of the cage. Eventually, Stone Cold falls off. Then Undertaker gets knocked off, and him and Stone Cold are going at each other. We get a superplex from Bret in the ring to Psycho Sid, and somehow Psycho Sid gets up first to start climbing out of the cage.
That was interesting.
So they're going out at it outside the ring, Stone Cold and Undertaker. Bret gets up. Psycho Sid's climbing out of the cage. Bret gets up to go out the door.
Yeah. Well, Austin's beating Bret with a chair outside, so they're Undertaker. So they're both distracted, and then
Bret's gonna go out the door. Psycho Sid's trying to climb. Door gets open. Bret stands on the threshold of the door, and Undertaker comes and slams it shut on him. So he gets knocked back down, and Psycho Sid gets out of the top and wins, and is still WWF Heavyweight Champion of the World.
I thought Bret Hart was going to win
Cheers
this. Yeah, I will cheers to that because this actually made this match that much better.
Well, it made WrestleMania better.
Yeah, I would have put my firstborn child on Bret winning this.
I thought it was going to happen with how things had been going,
but once I saw Bret stop at the door and go, bro, I would have just dove.
Right.
I would have just dove out of it. That's what makes this.
That's
why I don't like
it. Was
this match.
I was happy the way it went. It makes the main event WrestleMania means something more. We know now Undertaker's going to win the belt because he's undefeated at WrestleMania.
Undefeated. No spoilers. We'll see, but
most
I
likely.
think it's...
Who knows? Maybe he wins via DQ.
We probably will put some other fun things in the predictions on that one. It's not winner.
But I'm really excited for it to be Stone Cold Bret, and I don't know who wins, and I want it to be really good, and I know it's going to be really good because I've heard this is a classic match, submission match. Some other good matchups. Tag match will be good. We got an Intercontinental match.
Before we continue, should we finish
there
this
is
before I
more.
start asking you questions?
There is more. Yeah, there is more.
Let's talk about this because...
So which is also adding insult to injury here. Vince goes
This
in.
actually made the match a little bit for me. I did like
this.
This
made it wild, actually.
Yeah, so Vince goes into the ring and I don't know, did they take the...
They started taking the cage off. It's like half off.
So Vince goes in for an interview with Bret Hart, and this is like loose cannon Brian Pillman Bret Hart that we're getting here.
Oh man, he pushes Vince down.
He pushes.
Grabs the microphone and just starts going off. Says "goddamn" a few times.
He says that this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is the first time I heard the word bullshit in a Raw.
Swears. He says "goddamn."
Probably 3 times. Goddamn.
Takes the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
And honestly, he didn't say sorry one time.
Sorry. There is I believe this is a famous Bret Hart soundbite, but he's like, if you don't like that, tough shit.
Yeah. He's all going off. This is the best promo we've ever heard from Bret Hart. He's feeling it.
100%.
It's like real life.
Yeah, I feel like maybe.
Which also makes me think the Montreal Screwjob was a work still this whole time. This is all just adding up to this.
Yeah, you're right on this. Yeah, once I see this, I'm like, it seems like oh, this. He's selling this to me.
Right,
And
right.
even I know that this is a work. He is like. Maybe he's just always this conservative, and then when he sells it,
He's just
really... So maybe he is great at the mic, but he's
maybe
selling this conservative image.
Yeah.
Maybe I take it back, Bret Hart. Maybe you are good on the mic when it comes to this. But we get Stone Cold on the Jumbotron because he ran backstage and is going to talk behind the screen. But Stone Cold comes out and he says... basically talking shit to Bret Hart, saying that, I literally tried to help you in this match, and you're still lost.
You're such a loser. And he says, Stone Cold, they call you Stone Cold because your stones are so cold that you won't come out here and fight me.
So I take it back, Bret Hart. You were terrible on the fucking mic.
Then Psycho Sid comes
Yeah.
Psycho Sid's got the belt on. He comes out and he's like, Sid, you shouldn't be champion. You know you don't deserve that belt. Sid goes, I don't know shit.
I love this line because it makes you think. Sid is psycho, so is he playing the character? He's like, I don't know shit. I just wrestle.
I just got the belt.
Yeah.
I'm punching you weirdly and doing choke slams and power bombs.
But I know he didn't mean it that way. Yeah. But to us, it's like, yeah, dude, you don't know shit. You're just a psycho, right? Yeah. But it's funny that we get the word shit used probably 5 times in this episode.
Thank God it's.
But I think
it's not Shotgun Saturday Night, guys.
But I feel
you got to remember this is Raw on USA Network. I feel Nikita is on next. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like they get Bret Hart you could say bullshit once and tough shit once, and then Psycho Sid comes out. He's like, I don't know shit.
Yeah. He wasn't on the mic, so he just said it
right.
loud.
It was off air or off of a mic, but yeah. And Taker then comes out and starts beating up Bret Hart, and they start going at it, and then it's just in my notes, everyone be brawling.
Stone Cold and Bret are going at it.
Yeah.
Psycho Sid and Undertaker are going
at
it.
Is it? Wait, hold on. What's the date today? In this?
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
March 17th.
So it's not Easter?
No. You think maybe it also was Easter? I don't know at that time.
Could be.
Let me have Klaus look this up real quick.
Let's
you
look
mag
this up.
Fertig, Klaus. Easter 97.
People are going to think we're huge into Germany because of Klaus, but maybe just the name of the fish.
That's a fucking shoe. Nike made an Air Max 97 Easter.
Hold on. That's a nice shoe. How much are those? I want to get
I already clicked date.
Yeah.
So no, it's $170 in stock right now.
$170 isn't that bad.
No.
I feel like if you guys donate $3, I can get a pair of those Nikes. Maybe I'll put the Nikes here. So you tell me if you want to donate, and I can get a pair of those. I like
March
those.
30th. So we were 2 weeks.
So not Easter.
Not quite. Easter.
Okay. Either way,
he
is risen. Shawn Michaels comes back.
We'll show him here in front of us, looking as majestic as
He is risen.
I know he's wearing white on purpose. I know he is.
Yeah. Well, he's been
He
dead
just
for.
walks out.
Wait, dead for 3 days or dead for 3 months? I think the Bible got it wrong.
3 weeks, maybe.
Was Jesus dead for 3 days? Right? It was 3 days.
Yeah.
But Shawn was gone for 3 months?
No,
or was it 3 weeks?
More like 3 weeks.
Okay,
it was like a month and a
the
half.
Bible got it wrong. Shawn Michaels is Jesus.
Podcast says the Bible got it wrong.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, he comes out, just kind of looks around at everybody, and like he made all that happen by saying I got a bad knee, I'm going out, and he's just like looks at what he did, goes, gets a chair, and just kind of stands in the ring.
Some might say Shawn Michaels was supposed to bring balance to the Force and not leave it in darkness.
He's left it in darkness. Psychotic darkness.
I don't know. It's just great to see him, man. And
You are my brother.
yeah. You were set to destroy Psycho Sith, not join him. What did P said? The thing where Anakin's like burning in flames and Palpatine or Sidious comes up and he's like, so you're not gonna make it to work? If only Peace listened to this podcast, he would understand.
Yeah, he'll get there. He'll probably hear this.
That was a great.
He'll probably hear this midsummer 2022.
Yeah.
So.
So that is the end of Raw, and now we have WrestleMania next. That was Season 5, Episode 11.
For those of you following at home, we will do a WrestleMania prediction show. We might even recap the Slammy Awards during that. I don't know.
Maybe I feel like we'll watch them. I feel like if it's worth
it won't be a whole
recapping,
thing, but we'll just say who won the big award.
I still think we recover that Shotgun Saturday Night just so we can maybe bring it up. You know what I mean?
If it's relevant.
Sure.
If it's relevant. Hopefully we see some.
Sonny told me to tune in. I'm gonna tune in regardless.
I'm gonna tune in. Brian Pillman might be there. I'm gonna tune in. We were almost there, man. Can't wait.
Yeah. We're there, man. Like, they didn't think we'd make it. And then WrestleMania here, and then
done, but it's been done.
Yeah, it was weird that we didn't start at WrestleMania, but we started when we finally got the turnbuckle.
When we were supposed to start.
Yeah, we were gonna start at WrestleMania, but fucking the Vessel needed fucking spark plugs of all things.
Yeah, and then we had to get the
$12.
license plate for it, which because of COVID, it was.
Yeah. Like I said,
you can't go in. You have to make an appointment.
You gotta make an appointment.
Yeah.
And plus the TSA, it's tough to travel right now. But you could drink on Southwest, which means we could probably.
Well, we've always been drinking on the Vessel, so ain't no thing.
It ain't no thing.
We go back. We get Zimas sometimes,
Back to the Zimas, yeah. The original seltzers, and I don't like them.
No, they're terrible.
Yeah, but you got to go with the times. Mm-hmm. We still play Sega Genesis.
2, 1,
yeah.
Saturn, Dreamcast.
Yeah. Sonic's fun.
Betamax.
Yeah. I'm always Tails. He makes me be Tails.
You're such a Tails.
I am
Knuckles, you're Tails.
Well, as your mom would say, I'm not good at this. All right, guys. That is episode, I believe, 54. If not, it's
53-ish.
You clicked on it already. But our next is WrestleMania. So swipe up, comment, let us know what we should do with WrestleMania. Maybe I'll get cornrows after this. We got to do something big because this is huge. WrestleMania 13. Yeah.
Very lucky number.
Moving on up, baby. Good night.
And God bless wrestling.